All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the third update for the Firebringer Warrior build. Now, I'll briefly hover over all of my gear, and I'll explain everything in much more detail after I showcase the gameplay. But I figured everyone's probably going to want to see the gear before I do that. So there's the gear, and here is the passive tree. We have Anointed Lay Siege. Here's the general passive tree. You'll notice here that we are not using the Svalin unique shield anymore, and we're also not taking Turtle Charm. I will explain all of that in just 1 second. I'll just show you a brief showcase of the map. Let's go here to a boss location with the T16 with LE weakness, extra damage, and a bunch of other stuff. Stun buildup. God bless America. We love the stun buildup. Please help me, Lord. I'm going to show you how we get down with the stun buildup map. I am not cherry picking whatsoever. So the general feeling of the build is very good now. I just upgraded my weapon. I'll explain my gear again more in 1 second, but the upgraded weapon, it just feels insanely good. Long story short, you guys want to get weapons that have the fissure skills, have a chance to proc another fissure, create an additional fissure. That's what you want. That mod feels so good. It feels so much better than the Aftershock chance. Both Aftershock chance and Fissure chance are the new desecrated modifiers from the Abyss League. But holy moly, the Abyss one, or the Fissure one, feels so much better because I'm pretty sure if a fissure branches, that has another chance to create a fissure. So the additional chance to create one rolls independently for every single fissure that's created, which is so good. Or every fissure that branches, excuse me. But it just feels incredibly good. Way better than the Tink. Woohoo! I should be recording more often, baby. Let's go. Tink, 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 tink. Anyway, that was an Abyss there. You can see the general clear. And we're feeling pretty tanky. I've got 52 block without a Svalin. The reason why I decided to go into Svalin is because the rare shields are significantly better. Life, strength, additional PDR, and armor applies to elemental damage. It's really hard to beat those stats that it gives because of the Svalin changes. If you did not know, it used to just give you minus maximum block chance instead of making you take a portion of the block damage. And if you think about it, you are literally taking, holy stun buildup right there. You are literally taking infinitely more damage with the new Svalin versus the old one because you used to take 0 damage on a block. Now you're taking a portion of it, right? So it's just infinitely worse. It sounds way worse than it actually is. It's still pretty good, especially for, whatchamacallit, for an early budget shield. Svalin's not bad. But if you can afford a decent rare shield, holy moly, the rare shields are definitely good. Definitely very good. I think one of my viewers got me. You have to buy tabs to buy your items offline. Yes, you do. Yep. GG. GG. Anyway, that's the general clear of the build here. I think I've showed enough of the general clear. I will come back to you guys when I have reached the boss, and you can see the single target damage. Then I'll explain the gear. All right, here's the boss. Let us see the single target damage. Now, this boss usually teleports, so let's see if we can hit him here. Before he teleports, Warcry, go in, and he teleported. Oh, yeah, baby. All right, we still should have really good damage, though. So this is like worst case scenario. The boss literally just teleported off of the initial barrage. Oh, he stun locked me, too. Holy crap. Yeah, literally worst case scenario, and you see the damage is still not too shabby. It's obviously not, you know, Deadeye levels, but I've probably only spent about, what, 15 divines on this character so far? There we go. There's the big boy damage. See when he doesn't TP? Okay, TP'd again. Hold on. Popping it. Go. Boom. He stun locked me again. I like getting stun locked. Let's go. He's doing the big meteor. This is a really bad showcase of a boss, I'll be honest. It's not terrible, but it's really not good. Jeez. So that was honestly worst case scenario with a boss. He's teleporting around constantly. He's constantly dodging your different fissures on the ground. So if you liked what you saw there, trust me. Ooh, chaos spells. Then you're going to like this build. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. All right, now I will talk about the gear in a little more detail, starting with the weapon. Again, I crafted this today. It is absolutely insane. For that last modifier, fissure skills have a 29% chance to create an additional fissure. Absolutely crazy modifier. And I'll give you a very brief rundown of how to craft this for yourself. I think there are dedicated videos out there to do a similar thing. So the first thing here, you can see I already set it up, is setting up your search filter to be exactly what I am about to do. Now, you can do two things here that are different. You can either search exactly for a Sacred Maul, which is the base type that I like to use, but those are going to get kind of expensive. So if you don't want to do that, just leave this field blank. It does not matter. Regardless, you want to do a minimum item level of 82. This is to guarantee T1% physical damage. And you want to make sure you're searching specifically for a magic rarity item. This will matter in 1 second, as I'll explain. And then you want in the stat filters, empty prefix modifiers. Now, the whole point of this is any item that shows up here, you'll be able to look at it. This guy's trolling, by the way. 2 exalts for T1 reduced attribute. This guy's 100% trolling. This is exactly what you're looking for, by the way. You're going to look through here and scan for either like strength as a suffix, Reduced attribute requirements is insane because it multiplies negatively the amount of strength you need to get Giant's Blood. It makes it way easier to get Giant's Blood up and going. The only base type I highly recommend you avoid is the Fanatic Great Hammer. This has terrible base damage and terrible attack speed because of this line right here. So do not use the Fanatic Great Hammer. Anything else, 5 exalts, let's go. Anything else on here will be fine. So just buy something. All of these are going to have an empty prefix, which matters. Look for strength, reduced attribute requirements, plus melee skill levels. Whatever you can find will be pretty good. Then you're going to go over here and use a perfect orb of augmentation. You're looking for % physical damage. That's it. % physical outright or % physical with accuracy. It's called Hybrid Fizz, which is what I got. Either of those will work, but obviously just regular % fizz, like tier 3+ is ideal. Now, what you're going to have at that point is a magic weapon with % increased physical damage. Then you go over here to your essences and use the greater essence of abrasion. This guarantees that you get flat physical damage and upgrades it into a rare weapon. So then you use that on it. Now you have a weapon with % fizz and flat fizz. Very good. Very awesome. Then what you're going to do is fill up the rest of the modifiers on the item. Just spam Exalted Orbs, get it up to the maximum number of affixes. And the reason why filling the affixes matters is because when you use this essence right here, the perfect essence of battle, which gives you +6, guaranteed +6 level of all skills, absolutely crazy. The way that this essence works, and I believe this is with all essences, someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because this is a suffix modifier, right? Plus level of skills is just a suffix modifier. It's how it works. The way that that works is if the item already has full affixes of that same type, as in the suffixes on the item are already full, when you use the essence, it will only replace the suffixes. It's that simple. So you literally guarantee that you keep % fizz and flat fizz. There's no risk to those mods whatsoever, and you're getting a +6 level on there guaranteed as well. So guaranteed % fizz, guaranteed flat fizz, guaranteed +6 levels. Insane. Then the only YOLO part of this is once you have the +6 on there, is you use the Omen of the Liege to guarantee the Anumamu, or Amumamu, the Amumu, dude, the Amumu modifier. Any Amumu mains in the chat, dude, I'm using my bandage. Go over there. Amumu modifier, and the Dextro Necromancy Omen. This will guarantee that it adds it as a suffix, which is extremely important because that's how you actually get the fissure skills and the slam aftershock, etc. So you're going to have % fizz, flat fizz, +6 with a Anumamu modifier on there. You take it into the Well of Souls. By the way, if it removes the +6 battle, you can just essence it again and hope that it doesn't brick it. You can literally just keep doing this until you hit +6 skills with the Anumamu modifier. Once you have it, take it to the Well of Souls. Make sure you can use the Omen of, if you have money, by the way, the Omen of Abyssal Echoes. These are like 40 exalts, 50 exalts each to make sure you can just re-roll and get the modifier you want. And once you see fissure skills have a chance to create an additional fissure, you're good to go. Sorry, that was the absolute shortest I could make the crafting method here. I figured most people would want to hear it. Once you get a little bit of money, I highly recommend that you try this method because the result is absolutely worth it. Now, if you notice, I have a weapon with +7, not +6. That's because I bought it. I bought it for 12 chaos with +7 already on it, and I YOLO'd, as I said. I YOLO exalted, and I hit reduced attribute requirements and T1 wed. I got absurdly lucky, boys. I can't even articulate to you how lucky I got. I got T1 wed and reduced attribute requirements, both extremely good modifiers. Obviously, % fizz or flat fire damage would have been way better than this, but it's still really good. But reduced attribute requirements was an insane exalted. You can gamble. You can get it yourself, guys. Just gamble. Don't quit. Everyone quits before they make it. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope that wasn't a bunch of rambling. If you guys want a dedicated video to crafting this weapon, I can definitely make one. But long story short, this makes a world of a difference. Again, because every time you create a fissure, the branched fissures have a chance to create another one. You can see right there. How many fissures is that? I don't even know. 10? We created 10 fissures in one hit? Dude, it's insane. It's absolutely crazy how many fissures you can get. Here's what Forge Chamber looks like. You ready? Look, dude, it's crazy how good it is. So definitely get fissure skills, have a chance to create an additional fissure. I thought the aftershock mod was good too. It's okay. Like if you want to settle, if you have no money and you create a really good hammer and then you go to unveil it at the well and you get aftershock instead of fissure, keep it, I guess. But you really want fissure mod. It is insane how good it is. Now, the only other thing I want to talk about here is the shield. I'm not using Svalin anymore. Basically, just crunch the numbers on it. It doesn't make sense to use Svalin. It just gives you higher chance to block, but you're taking a portion of blocked hits. Whereas with the rare shield, you're taking 0 damage from a blocked hit. And you also get life, strength, additional physical damage reduction, and armor applies to elemental damage. And not to mention higher flat armor in the first place. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. Just use a rare shield. It's going to be more expensive to get a shield like this, honestly, than a Svalin. So you could just buy a Svalin if you're on a budget, quote-unquote. How the tables have turned. Svalin is considered a budget item now. That's kind of funny. But once you get going, I highly recommend a rare shield, and especially because we don't want to go Turtle Charm. It just doesn't make sense. I'm thinking about the benefits of this. Yes, you get a slightly higher effective damage reduction by doing this, but you have to spec into more block nodes. So you have to waste a bunch of passive points on the tree. Like, you have to go all the way up here, get wide barrier with reduced defenses, by the way. You're going to reduce your armor by 25%, and you have to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points to get all this blocked. It's just not worth it, man. It's not worth it getting more block chance up to 75%, and you're taking additional damage on top of that. Nah, just don't do it. It's much better to just take the point into Renly's training to get your base block chance up on the shield. You can see here that this one has 26%. And raising it to 35% is like 30-ish% more block chance. You can think of Renly trainings like that. So it just means you spend less passive points on the tree, getting capped block. We literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess this travel point as well. 6. I have 6 passive points invested in block, and I'm block capped on this build with a jewel that has 3% as well. This is literally the worst roll possible. So the worst roll possible jewel with block chance plus 7 passive points equals capped block on the Warbringer. Very, very, very powerful. Anyway, that is the build update for right now. I'm going to be, of course, playing this build even more. Check the written guide in the description below if you're interested. Other than that, check out my stream at twitch.tv/WoolieGaming. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!